Hey there, everybody. I know it's been a while, but I thought I'd check in with you guys and maybe start reporting the news. And on top of that, we had a really nice, big, juicy bit of info for us Transformer fans. I know this is a gaming channel, but that has been my one big love ever since I was a kid is Transformers. And this is one of the few times they can actually cross paths. Earlier this weekend during the SDCC, there was a giant Hasbro panel, and during this panel there was a multitude of questions because a certain topic has come along. Mostly because Transformers has just released what they call the new Gamer Edition of their Studio Series line. Basically, it's figures based off of the old War for Cybertron games that came out in the early 2010s. And one of the questions brought up so many ideas and so many what ifs that it was covered by everything, and I thought I'd cover it too. What is that question? The question is, and I quote, possible to re release the Activision Transformer games to coincide with Gamer Edition. This was the press answering Hasbro, and Hasbro replied with, quote, sadly, apparently Activision is not sure where the not sure what hard drives are on in their building. When a company eats a company that eats a company, things get lost. And that's very frustrating. Hope is that now the deal is moving forward with Microsoft and Xbox that they'll go through all of the archives and every hard drive to find it all. Because it's an easy Game Pass ad, we want those games back for people to have a chance to play. Wow. Hasbro saying out loud that they want these games back. It's just that Activision's just pulling an Activision and lost them, essentially. I don't know how you lose a video game, but it's the source code. It's the actual build of the game. It's not a copy that we got on DVD or digital. Which, by the way, if you haven't picked up these games yet, you should really go out of your way. I know this channel's try to be a little bit more budget friendly, and these games are now expensive. Fall of Cybertron alone is like 40 to 50 bucks depending on where you go, and War for Cybertron is around 30 to $40. If you try to snag the physical PC version for War for Cybertron, you're looking at 60 to $70. So please mind you that these games are getting up there in price because they are now receiving a lot more attention because of this news article. Well, now that the info dump's out of the way, I, myself as a giant Transformers fan, and you'll see proof of it here, am really, really happy to hear about this. Me and a couple other friends were actually asking ourselves, why haven't they ported these yet? And well, this answers why. That Activision lost the actual games themselves. But we were asking ourselves as well, what if it's not just the War for Cybertron games? Like, it's not War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, but what if it's it all? What if it's War, Fall, Devastation, and what if it's the live action games? Now, I know the live action games or movie tie in games, they're not that good, so to say. And that includes all four of them: the movie, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, and Rise of the Darkspark, because that was supposed to be the technical fourth movie tie in. But I know people, and I've been meeting people recently, where their nostalgia, their introduction to Transformers was the live action movies, especially with Rise of the Beast around that just happened last month. And it's really nice to see a lot of people's nostalgia and actual childhood come back, and to really see these things really help bring fans back. And on top of that, as you're probably seeing here, I went back and played these games to try to get some background B-roll footage going. And I can tell you that right now, and with me and several friends have to agree, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are easy, and I mean easy Game Pass ads. These games would be perfect for Game Pass, especially if the merger does go through. Activision can turn those servers back on and bring some life to those communities. There's even fan made servers going on right now because people love that game so much. Heck, it's not only one of my top favorite games of all time, but I loved it so much that War for Cybertron is the first game I got all the achievements on. I played that multiplayer until basically the multiplayer died. Or at least I would play a game every now and then until the population dipped into like the sub 100s, and that of course was after the news that the servers would be cut off. But still, this is great news for us Transformer fans. I'm going to leave a link to the comicbook.com article that really directed me towards this news. and I'm going to leave the actual TFW2005 article that was the actual site that interviewed Hasbro and got all these answers. Now, mind you, if you're a big Transformers fan, read the whole interview. It's actually really kind of cool and clever that if it wasn't for a guy just offhandedly mentioning, hey, why don't we make figures of the video game people, the video game figures might not be here. Again, cross-pollination between my two favorite subjects. Anyway, guys, I know this game. Anyway, I know this video is not going to be that long. It's about 5 minutes right now. But hey, welcome back. And while I'm here and got your attention, and now I got the actual news out of the way, let me inform you guys on what's happened. Back in last year, I had to move. Not really because of anything was forcing me to move, but mostly for my mental health. I was living by myself, and I couldn't really cut it, and I had to have at least somebody there with me, some kind of roommate or someone to help keep me stable. Because just being me by myself with my cats was, well, not good for my mental health. So I moved out back in July of last year. And then I had to throw away my desk because the desk, if you barely touched it, was more wobbly and jiggly than a thing of Jello. So I got rid of it, and now I'm just kind of here without a desk. And I've been reluctant to record anything because my office here in the new place is kind of a mess. And I really would like to get a desk before I do anything else. I probably will stop doing the actual face recording parts of my videos, except for some maybe sparingly jokes, because I've come to accept that I don't like recording my face. I have no problem sitting down and recording a voiceover like I am now, and I'll have no problem editing this, mostly because I give myself takes, I give myself breaks, and I give myself cues. But in the long run things, I think it's just going to be better to have more voiceover than anything else. Heck, while I'm doing voiceover, I just have my headset on, I'm kind of walking around the office, and I'm watching the recorder on my screen. So